Hello and welcome to Ingression. I am your lovable, enlightened instructor, Incredible Hulk, aka Colin Williams. On today's show, we're going to be covering a topic that not many people really utilize. The fact that it can get you a lot of points, it can get you closer to your Illuminator badge, it can help your team out in your cell, and also globally as well. And that is multi-layered fields. Some people call them onion fields because of the layers. I know you're probably flashing back to Shrek now, and you're like, oh, why can't we call them cake fields? Cake got layers. That's not what they call them. Some people call them onion. You can call them whatever you want. I call them burrito fields. Personally, we'll discuss why in a second. So, why would you throw a burrito field, and what is it? A burrito field is when you have a big field on top of a smaller field, 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 on top of a smaller field. So, hence multiple layers, multi-layered field. And as we know from linking, you can have a maximum of 8 links going out from a portal. So if you have 2 anchor portals linked out, and then you go link to 7 other portals, it's a 7-layer burrito field, 7-layer burrito. That's why I call it that, because after I threw my first one, I went and got a 7-layer burrito Taco Bell. Not product placement. It was not a good night after I had the Taco Bell. I spent a lot of time in the bathroom. So not a product placement for Taco Bell. I just happen to call them 7-layer burritos or burrito fields or Hulk burritos myself. Now, why would you throw a burrito field? Why don't you just throw this giant field over your entire state or your entire country if you're really auspicious, or you live in Luxembourg and it's a tiny country? Well, there's a few different reasons. Number one, it requires less agents. If you have a longer link, you have to clear out more blocking links, and therefore it's going to take more agents or more time on your part. It also requires a lot less driving, so you don't have to go 10, 12, 15 hours worth of driving in order to be able to throw these things. It's relatively simple. I usually try to shoot for less than 4 hours of driving for all the agents involved. Usually it's just myself, so less than 4 hours of driving for me in order to be able to throw this giant, huge MU field. And then also it's going to be a much less douchey, because as you know, when you throw a giant field over an area, no one can link or field in that space, including your new players. So if you can throw the exact same amount of MU in a smaller area, it hinders less people playing. They can still keep playing. And then lastly, but not least, it is much easier to rethrow. So if someone takes down one of your anchor portals, you just have to go back and have the keys, and you can rethrow back to all 7 of those layers. I've done this twice from a portal 5 minutes from my home. I live in the downtown area, and I was able to rethrow 100 KMU field twice after it was taken down, and get 200 KMU in less than 2 days. Once I had to set up 5 minutes driving back and forth from my house to the zoo. It's very, very simple to be able to rethrow it when you work with a multi-layered field and you have enough keys. So, 7-layer burrito field. If you want, you can be like, wow, why not parfait? Parfait got layers. Well, once again, it's not a parfait field unless you want to call it a parfait field. It's a burrito field to me. I'm going to reference as burrito fields. And these rules that I'm providing for burrito fields are universal. So this example field I am going to create up here is in Denver. I have never been to Colorado as a state. I've never been to Denver as a city. I might go there in the future, hopefully for an anomaly. I have not been there. I have not even looked at their intel map until I started creating this video. So these rules are universal. You don't even have to live in the area to know how to throw these things. It will help you, obviously. But this you can apply to any city across the globe to be able to throw it for you. So first off, you need to pick your portals. So you want to select those 7 anchor portals you're going to go to. So I usually go to ingress.com/intel. That's your intel map, stock one. Use it. It's fantastic. Go on there. Find some portals. They're in kind of a straight line. They don't have to be completely straight. They can be like a girl in college kind of experimenting, mostly straight, but a little bit jagged. So find those 7 portals in a row that you're looking for, or more if you want to throw more. So start with 7. And then we're gonna then select anchor portals that can connect to those. So they can't be off to the side. They have to be kind of down a little bit, so they can kind of swing a little bit to either side. But they have to be able to link to all 7 of those portals and make triangles. So my 2 anchor points, I always like making sure my anchor points are in an area where connecting to it is going to be less dense. So going from my anchor portal to my 7 portals, I want to make sure it's usually a more suburban area, or near this area it's not played in as much and doesn't have as many portals. So like maybe a suburb that someone didn't submit all of the Target balls and Best Buy signs as portals. So that's my key number 1. I want to also make sure it's within city limits, usually, because there's some MU calculation debates that go on, but I generally try to throw them within city limits to make sure my MU is going to be the highest, or that it is really far out so I get a huge field so it doesn't matter that it's not within city limits for some MU calculation based things. So you found your 2 anchors. They're in less dense areas, or that you're gonna have to clear out less blocking links. You found your 7 portals in a rough line. Now we gotta make sure that all of those portals are actually gonna work in the line. Click on the portal. Use that little tool to create a link where it looks like an exploded out triangle with a circle in the center. There's the upper right hand corner of the portal explanation area that shows you the name of the portal, and it's like over to the right. It has the thing. Click on that. Click on your anchor portal. Then go up. Same thing. Click on it. Click on the anchor portal. And make sure, I've shown an example here, so if it is going to be to the right of my right line or my red line there, it's not going to work for being in the line of the 7 portals I need to use. If it's to the left of that purple line or my left line there, it's not going to work. So obviously yours aren't going to be colored, but if it was to the right or the left of my right and left lines, it's not going to work. It has to be in that line. So we got to make sure all those 7 portals fit the description of the one below it. So get your 7 in a line there. Now that we've got those selected, if you are one player throwing this field, I'm going to cover the strategy for you first and then multiple players. So one player, key farming is your friend. So go to that first portal. Go get some keys from it. You're going to need at least 8 keys from the first portal. So whatever number of portals you want to link to plus 1. So if you were linking to 10 portals, you need 11 keys. But in this case, we're going to do 7 as an example. So we need 8 keys on that first portal. If you don't know how to key farm, basically what you do, you hack a portal, you check, make sure you've got a key, click on the portal, see the little key icon to the right of the picture, and if so, go into your inventory and then drop it on the ground. Just throw it on the ground like it's a Lonely Island song. Just throw it on the ground. It's going to stay there for 12 hours. So then you go and hack it, and then you can drop another one on the ground. You just basically keep doing this thing where you hack it, hack, drop. Once you burn out the portal, you can reset your hack count with a heat sink. That'll give you a total of 8 on your first initial pass to make sure, see if you get the 8, and then if not, toss a multi-hack on top of it, and you can get some more hacks, however many you think you need, however close you are, to make sure you have at least 8 keys or however many you need. So just hack it, drop it on the ground, hack it, drop it, hack it, and then after you're done, just pick them all back up in your inventory, and it's pretty simple. Then we're going to drive down to our anchor portal number 2. We're going to clear all of the blocking links along the way. I can't easily show that on the map, but clear those blocking links along the way. Go down to anchor portal number 2. Same thing, hack those keys. Same thing, hack it, drop, hack, drop, reset if necessary, hack, drop, until you have 7 keys. You don't need as many at this one, 7 keys, not 8, 7, or whatever the number of portal is you're going to be linking to. Now, once you've hacked all those keys, connect anchor portal number 2 up to anchor portal number 1. We want to wait as long as possible so Smurfs or frogs don't catch on as soon. So once you've got those connected, now we can start clearing out all those blocking links along the way. So we've got our 7 keys to each portal now at this point in time, because we used that key for portal number 1 to link those 2 together. See, that's why we need that extra one. I told you I knew what I was doing. So clear out all those blocking links between anchor portal 1 and anchor portal 2 and these 7 portals in a row. You can use the Ingress linking tool. It'll show you a little red X on all the ones that you need to clear out, which makes it very simple and very easy on the new stock intel. So clear those out, then go up to your 7 portals, and you're like, oh, I'll just link those all to the anchors. I'll start with 1 and go to 7, right? That's very easy. It seems like, why are you even creating a guide for this? Well, it's a touch trickier than that, just to make sure that you really do it the best, get the most MU, and get the most AP. So go to anchor portal number 1. You've cleared out everything that will block it from, or sorry, not anchor portal, your line. We're going to call those portals 1 through 7. Go to portal number 1, link them down to the 2 anchor portals, because those all cleared out now. You've cleared all those blocking links that you need to clear. Now, hack it. Make sure you have a key to it. If you don't have a key to it, toss a common heat sink on it. It'll reset the hack account, and you can get another one on it. And then head up to portal number 2 and go ahead and link portal number 2 to portal number 1. So as you see on that one, link portal number 2 to portal number 1, and then you link it down to the anchors. There's 2 reasons for this. Number 1, it's going to give you the AP points as if you created 3 fields, because that big overarching one, and those 2 little sliver fields that are going off from it. And you'll also get the MU from both the bigger field and those 2 sliver fields. So it maximizes the amount of MU and the AP that you get from something that you were already doing. Then drive up to 3, link it to 2, make sure you're clearing the blocking links along the way, obviously. 3 to 2, anchors, 4 to 3, anchors, 5 to 4, anchors, 6 to 5, anchors, and then 7 to 6, and your anchors out. It's that simple. You now have a 7-layer burrito field, and with this area, this density, I probably at least threw 100,000 KMU. Probably more than that. I have probably around a 250,000 KMU. I've never been to Denver, so I don't know the population density very well on there to be able to tell you for sure. But this is definitely at least 100 KMU field that I threw in less than 4 hours. That gave me the field points for creating 20 fields. So great for AP, great for MU. It's going to help your linker, your mind controller, your illuminator, and it's going to give you the AP for your next level as well. The only thing that you need to make sure is when you throw this. So if you want to make sure that this counts on your team's points towards the next cell cycle and towards the global MU, go to your little area that shows you where your local cell's MU is. It's one of the top tabs. I've now just suddenly forgotten it, of course, because I'm filming the video. But go up there and see where the next tick is. That's what they call ticks, where it's going to do a measurement. And then I usually say take your time from driving from that portal number 1 to portal number 7. So let's say it's 15 minutes to drive from portal 1 to portal 7. Double it, give yourself 30 minutes, and start throwing it 30 minutes beforehand. That way, if you get caught up, or if you need to hack an extra key and toss some heat sinks on to be able to link it down, you're all good to go. That simple. And it's going to make sure that people aren't able to take down your field quite as easily, and you'll be able to get it on that checkpoint for both your team locally and also globally as well. Because that let's say you toss a quarter K million MU or a quarter million MU. If 1,000 agents do that, that gives your team 250 million towards the next cycle. It's very well worth it. Now, if you have 2 players trying to do this exact same thing, create a 7-layer burrito field, it's actually going to be a little bit different strategy. You can do it that way if you want to, but it's going to take a lot longer. Instead, you need to make sure that one of your two anchor agents has a key to the other anchor. It's that's your only setup on this one. You make sure that maybe anchor 2 has a key to anchor 1, let's say. So they have a key to anchor 1. You go to the 2 agents separately will then go up to that row of 7 portals, and you want to take over all 7 if they're not already your team's color. Link 7 to 6, 6 to 5, 5 to 4, 4 to 3, 3 to 2, and 2 to 1. This is going to kind of put you closer towards your anchor portals as you're going there. It's going to create this setup of a line so that when you throw them, you'll still get that entire, the multiple MU count off of it, and the multiple AP count. So you've got that entire line set up. Now one agent goes and clears out the blockers from the portals 1 through 7 down to the anchors, and then another one clears out the ones between the 2 anchors. If there's leftover time, obviously figure out how to clear the rest of those blockers together in the best possible way. I can't help you work with someone else. That's something you should have learned in kindergarten. So you've cleared out all of those blocking links now between the 2 anchors and between the 7 portals. One agent goes down to anchor 2, and the other one goes to anchor 1, and you're like, Colin, of course, one of them throws to the 7, and then the other one throws to the 7. Only if one person wants to get the MU. If you're fair and balanced like me, you're gonna be trying to be fair with your other agents. So, agent at anchor portal number 1 throws to portals number 1 and 2, just 1 and 2 for now. And the other agent is watching, or they're coordinating. They're maybe talking on the phone if you have both voice and data, because you're not on my cell network. And then you say, okay, I'm done with 1 and 2. That other agent then throws to 1, 2, 3, and 4. That gives them 2 fields. And then those other 2 are set up. Then the agent at anchor portal 1 throws to 3, 4, 5, and 6. That gets them 2 fields. And they've set up for 2 more. And that agent at anchor portal 2 throws to 5, 6, and 7. That gives them 2 more fields, and the agent at anchor portal 1 throws up to 7. Now that agent at anchor portal 1 is only going to get 3 fields instead of 4, but guess what? Those 3 fields are bigger, so it usually kind of evens out, give or take. You should be good enough friends among the community that you don't mind if one person gets a few more MU. But you're kind of splitting it fairly evenly. Everyone's getting points, everyone's getting everything good to go. And you have all 7 of them set up, and then if you guys need to rethrow it, just make sure you have the keys. One of you has the keys, coordinate, kind of be fair with each other, and just be like, okay, I'm going to rethrow this if necessary. It's that simple for 2 players. Now, what if you want to throw more than 7 layers? You say, Colin, I like your burrito fields just fine, but I personally aspire for something better. I want my children to have not just 7 fields, I want my children to have not just 8 fields, I want them to have 20 plus fields. We choose to do a Super Hulk burrito not because it is easy, but because we love MU. We're basically just do the same thing we did with one person trying to field out. You can use multiple people for this plan, but the same thing. You key farm those 2 anchor portals very well. Make sure that you have enough keys. One anchor portal is going to be the number of fields that you want to throw, or the number of layers that you want to throw, plus 1. So if you want to throw 20 layers, 21 keys to one of the anchor portals, and 20 to the other. You can work with multiple agents on this, or you can use a mix of heat sinks and multi-hacks to make sure that you can get as many keys as you need for this. And then you just go and do the exact same thing. Clear out your blockers between the 2 anchors and go. This is obviously a different map because I'm doing more layers on here. It's a different planning area, but you make sure you have those ones in a line, however many you want. Link anchor 1 to anchor 2 or anchor 2 to anchor 1. Either way, I don't care. Do what you want. And then go and clear out the blocking area in between the anchor portals and your string of portals. Use the intel map once again to figure out which ones. And then just do the exact same thing. Go to portal 1, link it down to your 2 anchors. Go link 2 to 1 and then anchors, and then 3 to 2 and anchors, and 4 to 3 and then anchors, and then 5 to 4 and then anchors, and so on and so forth. This example field that I'm showing you right now that is building layer upon layer upon layer example would have been around 40 plus fields. I think I counted 45 fields, and I'm just going to say rough shot in the dark. Let's say each of those fields was somehow, even with this high population density, only, 5,000. 45 fields, that's almost 250,000 MU. If these are 10,000 fields, that's almost 500,000 MU that a few players have thrown. And basically, if you're two people in a car, one person throws one field, and then you just go back and forth and trade back and forth and make sure that everything's fair, and you both will get a lot of MU and a lot of AP as well. It is that incredibly simple. So just remember your biggest keys. Number one, choose portals that are in a line on the intel map, and you can make sure that by tossing to your imaginary anchors after we select them. And then number two, make sure that your portals are kind of in population dense areas, or that they're very far out if you feel like driving more. Number three, make sure to link all those portals in a line if you're doing more than 7 layers at a time, because that way you'll get additional fields on top of it. So link your top one, let's say it was 40 layers, you link 40 to 39 and down on so and so forth, and just link it like that. And then lastly, try to throw it right before your checkpoint. Figure out what the driving is from your portals in the line, from portal 1 to portal whatever, and then just double it and start throwing from that time before your local checkpoint. I'll have a countdown so you know exactly when it is. So, I know, long lesson, but now that you know it, here is your field work, because Ingress doesn't have homework. You can't play it at home, so here is your field work for Fielding 201, aka multi-layered fields. 2 different pieces of homework. I'll get your shout outs. Number one, I want to see who can throw the most layers of fields. So if you can throw 20, 30, 40, whoever can throw the most, post a screenshot of that down in the comments below. You can't post the actual screenshot, but post a link to the screenshot, post it on some sort of image site so that we can see how many it isn't. Let me make sure that I know how many it is and what your starting portal was and where your ending was and what your local area is. And whoever gets the most will get on a shout out in the next video that I produce, but you will also get your name in the video description, so it will last forever for everyone that sees this, that you are the almightiest of all agents. And that way you can also top it even if I filmed a video. Secondly, you may not have that many portals in a row. Maybe you live in less dense, an area with less portals. Whoever can get the most MU, so screen cap your stats beforehand, screen cap them afterwards, screen cap the field, post those links. Whoever can get the most MU, post it with proof of it, and also just tell me what it is ahead of time, so that way I have to do a little bit less research. Whoever can get the most MU off of their multi-layered field that is at least 7 fields, also going to get a shout out in a future video and your name in the video comments so that it will last forever, and you shall be an Ingress god like the mighty Thor. Oh, by the way, Thor couldn't beat up Incredible Hulk. That's right. So for Ingression, I am Incredible Hulk. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you go out there and create a lot of multi-layered fields. Have fun.